Hi there, how are you? Welcome back to the channel and to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are about to start, I think, the last case of the first Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I believe this is like a bonus one that was added to like a remaster or something for this collection. So we've technically finished the original Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, but we have one more case before we move on to the second game. I can't remember the sort of subheadings for each of the other two sequels. I don't think they're just called 2 and 3. One of them might be called Justice for All. I could be wrong. So that's what we're going to do. Anything I need to catch up on? Yes, so there was no stream yesterday. I was meant to do... What was I meant to do yesterday? Outer Worlds 2. That was the one. So I will try and get it done on Saturday, I think. It's the only day that sort of really makes sense this week. And I really should, because every time I end up not doing a stream, it seems to always be Outer Worlds 2 ends up getting bumped. And I'm really enjoying it. It's not anything to do with it. It's just things get in the way. But yeah, so hopefully Saturday. No, I don't really have time tomorrow to do 2. Don't think so. No, yeah. We'll say Saturday. I'll not put it in writing just in case, but I might be here on Saturday doing some Outer Worlds 2 in the evening. We'll see. But for now, yes, so we are on episode 5 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Rise from the Ashes. Last time we finished Turnabout Goodbyes. What happened there? Oh, yes, it turned out the other prosecutor was the actual kill. No, he had... What was it? It was the other prosecutor had killed Edgeworth's dad and was now framing Edgeworth for the murder of the man who had been falsely accused of murdering Edgeworth's dad, something like that. But anyway, Rise from the Ashes. I believe all we saw of this... Oh, we maybe don't see the cutscene again. That's unfortunate. The cutscene didn't really give away much, just it was a bit more animated than the previous. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. Oh, and Maya went to the mountains, I believe, to continue her psychic training. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. February 22nd, 10:02 AM. Wright & Co. Law Offices. So right now there's just Wright, there's no Co. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally! Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. You're a bit behind on some things, Mrs. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait! You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. Sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But... Please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Alright, well. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age no less. Great, another future professional in training. The case. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. That's right. I seem to vaguely recall that from the opening cutscene. It was like a stabbing. So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but... That's interesting. How would she know Mia? Scientific investigator. So, you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't falter for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to your sister. But first... Yeah. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. What, stabbing? Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, to the court. Or, no, detention center, that's the one. Detention center, February 22nd, visitor's room. Sec. Excuse me. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, Mom, it's just your sister. No excuses! Or did you not want a raise this year, understood, Mom. What was that all about? Jesse Murray, hello, what's up? I'm good, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Oh, nice. Well, happy just getting off from work. Luckily I had a day off today, which was nice. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. Oh, cool. Interesting. You're a prosecutor? Ooh, busy day then. 2 sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana, I mean, they're just like... Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Well, let's figure out a bit more about these two. The case. There's something you should know from the start. Which is, the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st at 5:15 p.m. I would imagine it would, yeah. Seems like there'd be a lot of work would go into that. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. My, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk. Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. Victim. So who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. Please tell me it's not Gumshoe. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective. Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you. Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What? Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. Oh, good. Welcome back. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. And on to learning a bit more about Lana. So, you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors. Ma fie what? Not sure I understand the question. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. That's true. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. Huh. I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? Relation to Mia. That makes sense. You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Well, why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey, it was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh, favourite game. Okay. What is my favourite game? That's a very good question. I haven't played Minecraft in a while. I do enjoy it though. Favourite game? That's a very, very good question. Might actually be Metal Gear Solid. Or 2. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear Solid 2. Be up there. What else do I really enjoy? I'm not very good at settling on a single favourite. Or I have favourites. But yeah, those two would be up there. Hades. Really enjoying Hades too. I'm playing it at the moment just on my own time. Disco Elysium was great. Yeah, those would sort of be the ones in the conversation. I was the best there was. Is and ever will be, perchance. Oh. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright. Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana! Why? Why are you doing this to me? Well, she did it to somebody else. Like, you never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So, how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. She's taken quite aback by this. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. No, I haven't got around to doing anything like that yet. I should at some point. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. Right, I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes, but something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. Tree. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? But what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. Good to know. I'll have to consider getting around to that. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... Well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Oh shit, please. Always open to ideas. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. To the underground parking lot. That looks more like a science lab. Interesting. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work! Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're going to be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes, and yet we've done it every time. I'm trying to not stand out too much here, see? Hey there! You expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? Ooh, yeah, face would be a good idea. What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks got to learn to keep them dogies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall! Marshall? Looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. It's not a bad idea. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What is this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, bambina. That's also true. I'm not really looking for anything at the moment, but I will definitely keep you in mind. If I'm ever actually... Right now I'm just sort of doing this just for my own sort of amusement. Not really sort of building the channel to anything, so... But if I'm ever looking to do like emotes and stuff, I'll certainly keep you in mind, Jesse. Thanks for that. Where was he? Was that, Ombre? A friend of yours? Kind of, sort of, yeah. He's a detective who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Well, let's have a poke around. That's true as well, yeah. What was your idea? Look, a door. This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? This is probably more important than the door. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait! What are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I'm not on Discord, Jesse. We should be. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. A foldable wallet found at the crime scene. There seems to be something inside. I'm called to duty already, at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way her eyes are sparkling, I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay now. Look at the court record. Yep. Oh, is this a new thing? A new mechanic. Fun. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now, let's start examining from every angle. Oh, fun. Oh, look. I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out with a press of the A button. Like Here? Oh, yeah. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. No, we just sort of flipped it around and had a look. Goodman's ID added to the court record. I'm going to guess that's the detective that's been murdered. Possibly. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. Yes, as I said, I don't have Discord. Maybe it was away from the mic or something, but yeah, no, I don't have Discord. Something further. Also, I'm still getting used. I know I've been at this like a few years, but I'm still getting used to actually doing chat and especially really heavy games like Phoenix Wright. Aha! A ladder. That's a step ladder. All my links are somewhere on the page for socials and whatnot. It's mostly GarethA92 pretty much everywhere, I think. That sounds right. I think it was GarethA92. But yeah, there should be links to all the places on the Twitch page. Oh shit, headphone just came out. What's the difference in scientific terms, please? Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Yeah, there should be a Twitter link. Is that on here? That's definitely GarethA92. Hold on. Maybe I didn't put it on there. I thought I did. I sworn I did. Oh yeah, no, they're up the top there. I forget I don't have the Instagram at the moment, but I have Instagram, but I can't remember what I am on there. It might just be my name. I need to add a link to that on the Twitch page. But the Twitter and the Blue Sky are at the top of the Twitch page there. I think they're both at GarethA92 anyway. It's the same handle. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff. We don't need to be touching. Oh, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. Ooh, that was a struggle of the line read. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. Oh, we've got whatever this is. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. Is it? This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. True. I thought that might have been a... let's see. I would imagine... Nope, that's not a thing. Ah. Thought the buttons were, but they weren't either. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose? Aha! The theory of relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Ah. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know. Was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? Mr. Relativity. Are you sure that was his name? Okay. Anything else? Oh, the big sign. Nope, I missed it. As soon as I remember what it is, but I'm pretty sure... Who am I on Instagram? Yes, Gareth Armstrong 92. All lowercase and stuff. Hold on. I'll pop it in here. Because I do need to add that to my... whatchamacallit profile thing on the Twitch page. 92. That on Instagram is me. I think. Multitasking. Not good at it. Ah, look! A stylish glass-walled room. Very nice. You can see the whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe? Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. Okay. Do we have anything else? Barrels? An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. Well, it's not an oil drum, it's a water drum. It's heavy, I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in there and hide in here and do a stakeout. I think they'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. Cool. Give me a second. Oh, you can follow back there. Not on there too often, but I'm there. Okay, so we've done the oil drums, we've done the wall, faucet. Oh, I can move across. Super. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I thought that's what I was doing. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Ah, scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? What's the subordinate, or whatever she said? Well, well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with a body in her saddle, eh? Please. I like this guy. No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. What the hell is victuals? Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find you a cerveza you like. Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self. Look up Vittles, Saloon, Cerveza. Yeah, I'm going to have to look up Vittles myself. I know what Saloon is and Cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. That makes more sense. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great, maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? A new person. What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello, half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Oh, I missed a bit there. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance. Especially passers-by. Or are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? She the witness? I'm guessing she's the witness. I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Should let the text finish before I read. Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Yipes, she means it. Alright. The case. Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny. Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors, they have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. So, she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors' convention yesterday. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the Cough-Up Queen. Ew. The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Ooh. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So, what exactly was it that you witnessed, Miss Starr? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties... The sound of his silvery ties to this world... Oh, okay, yep. Again, read the full sentence before you read it. The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Skye's knife. Wait a second. You know Lana Skye? Of course. It's quite a feat, becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? But first, enjoy. Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the boxed lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Zoe's Trilobite lunch set. Ah, never mind. You win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavour. Oh, probably interesting. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyse the data available so far, you, Miss Starr, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Damn, Phoenix. Prosecutor's office. Did you have a bad experience with a prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Ha! Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. Yeah, tripping over myself something fierce today. I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That would stand to reason. That'd sure be a cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough-up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Okay. Oh, I can't move across anymore. I see. So I guess let's go to the High Prosecutor's office. February 22nd, High Prosecutor's office. Ooh, Silver Samurai. That was his name, wasn't it? No, Steel Samurai. Silver Samurai is a Marvel character. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. I'll check it after the stream. I'm trying to focus on the game here, but I'll definitely be on after. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, that shield? It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? I'm going to assume this is Edgeworth. That voice! Yeah, because the other prosecutor, he went down for murder. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Again, her sister works here, Phoenix. Of course! I'm his biggest fan! Will do. My sister introduced us once, and... Right. Her sister is the chief prosecutor, after all. Exactly. Now you're getting it, Phoenix. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you. I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No! Alright, no problem, Jesse. I'll catch you at some point. It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder. A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. Bye. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing. She certainly can scream. Alright. The case. So the body was found in your car. Go ahead, say it, Wright. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. Emma Skye. It's nice to meet you again. Now, that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me, too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumours. You've heard the rumours about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumours about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's got to be a story behind that one. Lana Skye. Chief Prosecutor Skye. Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth's knife added to the court record. Ooh. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humour, Mr. Wright. Alright, well, let's have a poke about Edgeworth's office. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Of prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. Let's not do that number of Ks in a sequence, please. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honour. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So? So that K, that's... K stands for King. Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. King of Prosecutors trophy added to the court record. Apparently we're not done with it either. So that's the King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Congratulations, King of Prosecutors. Please, stop saying that. That still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of this shield broken off? And I can't ask him about it either. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Why did you just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that nameplate plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. My. What an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? I don't think so. Interesting. Whoa! What a view! Must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it! Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. Sure is. Tea set. Ooh, cute! What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing! The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavour. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Ooh, chess. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. No, it's nothing. Whoa! These are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. Ooh. He must have someone get them for him. Interesting. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Alright, anything else? What's the rest of the tea? Let's do a good... Oh, the sofa itself. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair's cool? Sure. And that's potentially it. Alright, can we talk any more to Edgeworth? No. Just make sure I haven't missed anything. Do a quick sweep of the room. The way of the options. No, I don't think we have anything. Now let's try presenting him some evidence. Maybe find out a bit more about this guy. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright! Huh? What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth. But then my sister would be found guilty. If she sighs any deeper, I'm going to start getting depressed. Okay? So, basically this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, Wright. I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. Police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where Detective Gumshoe works. Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. Doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. Yes. I intended to. The day of the crime. Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth's parking stub added to the court record. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What? Right? I'd appreciate it if you'd direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Hello? Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? I don't like the way this conversation's going at all. Skye, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, sir! I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement with us, sir. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains, and good luck. Right? Yes, sir? It caught me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down at least. Alright. So, parking lot. Police department entrance. Ooh. A new angle on the police department. That's fun. Whew. We're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me, that took almost 30 minutes by taxi. The traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on, what's that? Disturbing! Why does it undulate like that? Undulate's a good word, I like undulate. Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. Of course it is. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Well, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the place. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing there? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. The case. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You'd better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal, there's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Skye's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister. Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Why are there wrestlers about? Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. The investigation. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean, this time? Then, what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being let into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day dancing, or the day getting the badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall. Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of a crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. Indeed. Well, let's have a... I was wondering about that... What? The Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece. Oh, I thought we were going to get to see Gumshoe dancing as well. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Poor Blue Badger. Fit it to dance until he drops. Is that... There's no way that's going to be important later, surely. And yet... The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. I always get excited when I come to a police station. Why is that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and criminals. Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. Also, that's Columbo. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting, he was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. It's Columbo. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda. Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? That's a good point. The banner here is announcing the crime fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. You never know. Good to have help. Notice board? Notice board. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in those posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. Okay. That appears to be that. Anything new with Gumshoe? Nope. Can we present him evidence? Oh, that's, look. To present. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. No, my mistake. But didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Bruce Goodman. So this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Or was he? Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Skye called him out there, to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. Alright, what about the knife? Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Skye to do such a thing? Well, wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Somebody must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organised to be a coincidence. Well, the knife was in the car, did he not say? Like, that's where he kept the toolkit. So, poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Parking stop? Okay, that's the same thing. Or did I show that instead of the knife the last time? Nope. Okay. There we see it. Super. Oh. I didn't actually do this last time. Aha! This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. See if anything else sort of presents itself here. Nope. Sure, we could do that with everything. A name and ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID 5842189. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly. They're the reason we have a written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID Yabadab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabadab? Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point, T. It doesn't take much to amuse her. True. Nothing on the back? No. Okay, so that seems to be Bruce's card done with. We've done the knife. Aha! Hey, check it out, there's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner. Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have kind of a ring to it. Von Karma. But that appears to be that for the trophy. The old parking stub. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple of extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you. You never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. Well, we don't know that he ran a yellow light. No, just got lucky and had nothing but green. That appears to be that for that. Oh, and I yeah, obviously I can't turn that around. Let's present it to Gumshoe. As a detective, I have to keep my mouth shut on that one. I know better than to go blabbing on about things I don't know about. No, I wouldn't want you to do that either. Good. But you built it. Alright. I think that's everything here. To the offices. Done all that. Back to the detention center. Nope, she's not here. Parking lot. Anything new to you? Let's try presenting some stuff to you. About this card. Lunchland vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card. It belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady, why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Could you take a look at this? You! Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at me. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavour like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it! So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite! The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. Trophy? Could you take a look at this? You? Yes? Oh, okay. Hot tea again. Okay. Waste of time. Stub? Okay, same thing. And I would imagine probably the same for the mascot there. Okay. Nothing to talk about. I believe Edgeworth was busy. Oh, we didn't look at his chair. A work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. No, this is the same thing about that. Oh. I wonder what that big... Okay. Maybe just a different set of things for some of these because Edgeworth isn't here to talk about them. Oh, we can look at them again, I suppose. Hey, chessboard. Not that's all the same. Case files. That was different. Damn. Tea set's the same. Wow, what an amazing bouquet. No kidding. That's all the same. Wendy. Steel Samurai. Wendy. Yep. The nice suit. Jacket. $5,000! Speaking of which, your suit would be about... that's enough of that. I don't need my life appraised. Thank you very much. Sofa. Ooh, one soft and so comfy sofa. Makes you want to say, sofa so good. Sofa so far? Yeah, I got it. I'm glad she's not an aspiring comedian. Okay, I think that was it. The tea set is still marked as, the view still marked as the same. Okay. Parking lot. So yeah, I can't go back over to there. These are all still... Yeah, that's all still as it should be. No, not here. No. So I can't go into the police department? No. We presented everything. Haven't looked at my office yet. Looks like it's cleaning day again at the hotel across the way. I hear they're planning a second branch outside the city. Gads! The bellboy was staring right at me. Mia's plant, Charlie. I've been taking care of him in Maya's absence. There's a poster of the Steel Samurai on the wall. Maya stuck it up here on the day that she left. I didn't have the heart to take it down. Oh. I do sometimes get strange looks from the clients, though. What was it? Mia's desk. I sit here even less now that I've stopped taking cases. I ought to at least dust it off once in a while. Difficult looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. I tried reading one and it made my head hurt. When I closed it, it slipped out of my hand. Then my foot hurt too. Truly an embarrassment. There's nothing here. Okay. Detention center. May as well. This guard monitors the visitors' room. He's frozen in fear of the frigid Miss Lana. I'm feeling a bit chilling myself. Damn. Smile for the camera. Okay. Parking lot. So nothing to you. We've presented everything to you. There's nothing more to examine. That's always happens. There's always a point where I get like stuck. Let's try. Nothing here. Maybe stumble into something else for Gumshoe? No. And we've presented him with everything. Alright. Can't imagine anything on my badge. Oh, there was. So this is what the back of the badge looks like. And I always thought it had a safety pin. Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to. You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone? No, I'd be found out right away. Well, that's no fun. Okay, so I'm assuming that's that for the badge. It's also just nice to get a good look at it. Fun. Okay, can't do anything with them. Can't examine you further. Then over these. Definitely nothing else there. Just the plaque, yep. Was there something there? Oh, I might just feel whenever I went past the plaque again. Knife. Missed anything on knife? No. Is there anything else here? No. Interesting. Columbo, Blue Badger, sign, police station itself. Definitely nothing there. What have I not done? Looked at everything here, haven't we? Can't do anything with events. I thought I might have been able to go up to the security office, but apparently not. Nothing for you. Oh wait, can I present you people? No. Nothing new with you. We haven't presented you with the stuff, I suppose. Here, see this? Ah, I've noticed that defense attorneys have a tendency to want to show people things. What is this? A behavioral study of lawyers? Okay, that's the same. It's the same. It's the same. Ah, it's the same. Okay. I don't know what to do. I've sort of done everything, unless there's more. Hold on. Well, there wasn't a place to move here, was there? No. What have I not seen? We've looked at all of these, except for this one, but I can't do anything with you. Like, I can't spin you around. Can't do anything with those. We've presented everything to you. Intriguing. Nothing. Oh, actually, that's a thing we could do. Let's put the speed up a wee bit on the text. We'll not change the story mode. So what's the specifics of that? Change the story mode where everything, including solving cases, will proceed automatically. Turning this mode on, switch autoplay to story mode. No. Not for this. We're actually trying to solve these cases and shit. Where do we go? What do we do? We have been everywhere. We've talked to everyone. We've looked at all the evidence. What am I missing? This is because I'm not wearing my tie. 31, 29, 16, 30, 24. Huh, I guess Gumshoe would have been older. Don't know why. Definitely nothing here. Just do the old sweep. We may end up doing this everywhere. Got all of this. Nothing here. Nope. Okay. Parking lots. So nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Again, I don't think we're going to find anything here. Because yeah, in the previous cases I was able to ask Maya what we should be doing. Sometimes. Not always. Nope, nothing there. This department, I guess, while we're doing this. I don't imagine we're going to find anything new. Like, it usually is just I've not shown somebody something that they're meant to be shown, but I'm pretty sure I've went through all of the evidence. I could try again, just in case. Because yeah, we definitely haven't, there's nothing to be found here. Alright, let's try that. So, present. Yep. Just about these with the card in the right secret number. Scary. It's only scary because you keep dropping your card, Detective Gumshoe. I forgot my secret number a lot too. It's scary. But I'm me after all, and what could be wrong with that? I think I'll stay out of this conversation. Okay. So that's all as was. So we don't need to show him the stub. Trophy. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers. Must be because of the rumours. And then we've already shown that just prompts the same conversation as the knife. And yep. Okay. Just check and see if she's back here yet. Nope. And as the only other person that is around. About this card. Okay, so that's all the same. Knife. That's the same. Oh yeah, and then these all spark the same conversation. About tea. I think. Yep. Hmm. Oh. Well, again, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go at it. Ticket? Nope. Alright, so maybe after having that conversation with Gumshoe, if I go back to the office, something will happen. I mean, I might as well go check Edgeworth's office just in case he pops up. Nope, not talk. No, okay. And we'll know we're on to it whenever it shows us, like, the place and time thing comes up again. Nope. Interesting. Interesting. What have I not done? What's happening here? Genuinely a little bit flummoxed. Plus, I'm quite dark. At least that I can control. That's... is that better? No, I prefer it as is. We are at something of an impasse here. And I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. Which isn't necessarily a new sensation for me, but... So we've had all of our conversations. I'll maybe just go through these again. But again, I feel like if there was anything new to be had, they would be unticked. I feel like that's usually how they work. But we'll just go through again. I feel like we should be able to ask her why she's the cough-up queen. That feels like it's important. Or at least interesting. It does feel like we should be going to the security office, but... I've had a thought, though. If I examine the door again, can we, with Mr. Goodman's ID card... Oh, didn't do that. Open the door. Let's try that, now that we have it. Like, it's not marked again, but... Okay, so no. Where the blazes am I supposed to go? I'm now worrying, and I feel like it wouldn't be the case, that there was more that I was meant to see on the other side of this room before the marshal chased me away. I feel like it wouldn't have, like, locked me out of that if it was important to the case. But at the same time, nothing else is happening. What the fuck am I meant to be doing here? Oh! There's a new dialogue option with the detective. He's in a tough spot. Again. Again. Yeah, the murder. That he didn't do. As we proved. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal. There have always been rumours about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumours. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumour. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Well, thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Letter of introduction received from Detective Gumshoe allows bearer to investigate the crime scene. Ah, good. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Okay. Well, at least we're moving on now. To the parking lot, I'm assuming. There we go. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. That'll be Mr. Securityman. Oh, still here? No, we sort of came and went a few times. We got lost. Hello? Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Play in the field. Good for her. Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. He keeps shaving everywhere. So we present them this. Do you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cowdog? He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Note to self. Police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumpled and discarded. Oh, no, we don't need it. Do I have anything else to say to you? The victim. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think it means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Goodman's autopsy report added to the court record. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector Skye and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so something in common. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prospector. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot. So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. Marshall. I don't mean any offence, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You call me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy-shoed detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So, why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth. That cowdog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realise it yet. Detective Gumshoe, kicked out of the investigation. Well, thank you, Officer Marshall. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. This rope. Is it... Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait. The victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. And oh, we didn't finish this, I guess. This looks like a cell phone. Does it? Scientific analysis would suggest that this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Check it out. Right, let's check it out. Oh, it's doing it itself. Oh, it's a flip phone, I see. Ha. Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know. Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know. I see the series is as popular as ever with the kids. Indeed. Can we open the phone? How's that? This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever, let's check this phone out. Oh. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Beep. Hell yeah. Let's just keep going until I move it. I think it might. Has to come down here at some point, or loop. Or has it looped? I think it has. Hey, that's Soane! I know that! Hey, what's going on over there? Beep. Sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this, anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Skye. What? It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. No, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now, one of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh, I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. Come on, Phoenix, put it together. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Damn, you get shot for a lot in Texas. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the court record. She was trying to call you, Phoenix. Come on. Alright, anything else while we're here? A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I'll be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. But you are planning on giving it up? Do you understand? Oh, hello. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy looking steak. That's kind of grim. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. Cannibalism. Cannibalism, actually. What's this? It looks like a note of some sort. Look, something's written on it. Yes, that would make it a note. Goodman, 675, 12-2. You're right, let's see. 67S, 12-2. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Wait, 12-2. 12th of February. That's today. The fuck? It's also Gromit's birthday. I feel like that's important. Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Goodman's note added to the court record. Okay, anything else? Well, I'm seeing a 1 and a 3. Was there a 2 over here? There was not a 2 over here. Alright, let's talk to something he's here. There he is. Lana Sky. So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a goldmine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Any condolences? Officer Marshall! Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I think there is, Phoenix. I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. But rumours are just rumours, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumours about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person. Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some people load them with deals. You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? Yeah, that one. Beep. It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. Oh, okay. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone updated in the court record. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Yeah, that stands to reason, Phoenix. You're generally out of the loop until like the last minute. To be continued. Yes. Might not do this full case tonight, but I'll not stop just yet. February 23rd, 9:34 AM. District Court, Defendant Lobby. Number 2. We'll see how it goes. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of grey areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big grey area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. She's dead, and was a defense attorney. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Are, like, medals and pauldrons, like, common for prosecutors? My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Hooray. Bald beard judge, I'm presuming. Hell yeah. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Always showing me up. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen. Indeed. Haven't I seen you somewhere? Lunch? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Ho-ho! Caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. Judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts! I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Ugh. Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective? Ah, ha! I know who you are. Cough up! Cough up Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into two blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the two blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honour. Immediately after that, I apprehended the Chief Prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honour. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honour. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, what are you talking about me? Witness's account. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the Chief Prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The Chief Prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching! As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Pop. So, somehow I always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted, given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Interesting. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Which one? This boyfriend. He's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. You sensed something. So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? Premonition. It felt like, how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. Young cheese. A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Ooh. Yeah, with the odour of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the Chief Prosecutor standing next to a garish car. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. But Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant? Excuse me. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. That's all I've been doing. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Crime photo added to the court record. Oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Excuse me. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It's your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. Okay, so we've pressed on that. I've pressed on everything. Pressed. 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 And pressed. Did we press on this one? Oh, yeah. Interesting. Okay. What have we got? So yeah, so you can't see the car from the security room, but that doesn't do anything. It's just something I've noticed. There's nothing there to contradict anyway. Nothing there. Nothing there. The photo that really proves that. I could just press on everything again. Because that's sort of what he said, was just press. Didn't say we had evidence. How did you know? The prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yep. And like there wasn't an option point where I could have pressed in a different direction. I mean, good for her for having a polycule. Oh, no, that one. Again, not that it matters because we've already pressed on everything, but you never know. What are we not? What have we missed? So definitely nothing contradicted, I think. We've done the pressing. There's something there. I swear there was... Ah, something... There we go. Okay, just that again. Yabadab. Or Yadabad. Okay. So, name of the deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36 male, date and time of death, February 21st, between 4 and 5:30. And she was delivering lunch. Interesting. Maybe it's just maybe that seems a bit late to be delivering a lunchbox. See if this works. Witness statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. Ah, damn you. Okay, so not that. I maintain that, yeah, between 4 and 5:30 is way too late to be delivering lunchboxes. Chest wound, so that all lines up. So this will just be the ugly strap. Or boring, whatever. This is a humdinger. Okay, so we can't press the button. Oh, wait. I don't know why I expected there. Like, I feel like we should be able to ask her what time this happened. Surely. There's no contradictions. I have pressed all I can press. No prints. Hold on. Are you wearing gloves? wearing gloves. Okay, so there's no contradiction there. That hasn't come up with anything yet. I don't know why we have Blue Badger. Nothing that like says you've only been like, I don't know. What have I not? Press again. It's the fact that the last bit of the dialogue says we'll just have to press. But yep. Excuse me. Young cheese. The photo certainly lines up with that. I don't want to just start chucking evidence randomly. Hold on. Cause she caught her hand. I'm trying to remember which hand it was. And yeah, this will just be the same conversation, I'm assuming. Yes, outdoorsman, Edgeworth. Nothing else there. Don't know why we're rotating the knife now, but there's nothing to be learned from the knife. Because if she cut her right hand, but we don't have an evidence that shows that, that would imply she didn't use it or something. I don't know. This is probably not it. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Skye not holding a knife? Okay, I should put that together. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection! That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. I think it's technically spatter. Unless that refers to when it's like on places, I can't remember. There's something about that. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? No, because the foot was in black and white. Thank you, Phoenix. But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Objection! I don't know on what ground, but we're going to do it anyway. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Skye was cold calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Ugh. Good point, Edgeworth. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder. A serious offence. Witness, add this to your testimony. Okay, so at least we get a new line. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty failed to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Just keep our heads cool, press the witness. There's nothing really there. Planned, the rubber gloves prove it. Do we have 6, 7, 5, 12, 2? Does that contradict it in some way that I'm not seeing? Probably not. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Yeah. No, I'm just clutching at straws there. That didn't go well. No, it did not. I already crashed you on this, didn't I? Yeah, the gloves. Okay. How do we oh shit. I skipped ahead one, didn't need to do that. How do we prove it wasn't premeditated? Hmm. Is the fact that she made a phone call? I don't like that I'm at this point now already where I'm having to like just randomly fucking try shit. What are we missing? What proves that it wasn't premeditated? Nothing there. Did I try the phone? What did I just try throwing out? Oh, it was the memo, wasn't it? No, I didn't get anything from that. I didn't really hit zoom. Does that do anything for me? Probably not. No, didn't think so. Give it a go. I'm probably way off here again. Yeah. I'm running out of lives. Or whatever. What proves it wasn't premeditated? Does the photo? No. Well, does the fact that Edgeworth's car had only just been parked prove that it's not premeditated, because Edgeworth's car wasn't there until like a few minutes before the murder? No. No, of course not. There was a thought there. It just wasn't a good one. What am I not seeing here? Gloves, we know. I don't have evidence for it, but she could have also been wearing the gloves because of the evidence transferal. But I don't think I have anything for that. Yeah, the testimony's flawless. I think we've established we're not picking it apart. With pressing, it has to be evidence-based. What? Right, hold on. Pop save, because if I get this wrong, I'm dead. Does his ID somehow? No. I don't like save scumming, but Oh, the knife. Why, though? What is it about the knife? I mean, we'll find out, but I would have liked to have got there by knowing. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Okay. What's with this case? Oh, something about murder. The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Okay, so I was on the right thinking about, yeah, she can't have pre-planned it because Edgeworth's car wasn't there until like a minute or two before. Oh, this knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. What? I'm not sure what that would translate to as a noise. Order! 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 Great, now the tide is turning in our favour. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Probably not. We're probably a ways to go yet. Right? I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. Edgeworth. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. I need to check. Hold on. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. Let me just check the autopsy. One knife wound. Yeah. So there we go. She said again and again. So we've got something already. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness, so we're going to jump straight to that. Because that's immediately a wrong. Tell the murder of Detective Goodman. That's why she called. Yep. Uh-huh. Objection. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk! He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood. When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify! 'Twas ketchup. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Miss Stars turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman, so now we can just press. You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, Rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she is about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, alright, and it's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried public phone first at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Why? What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See? We agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. Judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. That doesn't tell us how about the grudge. Her red muffler. Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. Miss Sky was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait. Isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns. Yes, candles. Okay. So, like, Edgeworth already pointed out the phone showed no calls. So there's no point evidencing that. Do we have something? Wait, hold on. She's not wearing the muffler. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You were on the other side of a fence, though. You're quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Because she was in the... Yeah, she was in B block when she saw it. Okay, hold on. Because... you were on the other side of a fence. No? Hi. But she's on the other side of the fence. Wait, there wasn't like a gap for them to get through, was there? Shit. So we want here. So where am I? Shit. Grudge, red muffler. So present. Actually, take a look at this first. Yeah, how did she get across to arrest is my thing. Unless it's the photo again? I feel like it wouldn't be the photo again. Alright, so we've done all this. We'll maybe just do some pressing on the apprehension bit first. Unfortunately, I'm still down to just one chance. Yep. Alright, we'll drop a save after this. Might as well just save it over the first file, actually, now that I think about it. Right. Maybe not a good idea since I only have the one mess up. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. Yeah, press her. Because she was on the other side of a fence! I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in Block B. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain-link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing! The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Oh, there is like a gap, okay. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Skye not get away? Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word. So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean. Ask further. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. Things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Where muffler was overheard during a call made to Anna at 5:18. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall. So, is this before or after you climbed the fence? Because if it's before you climbed the fence, you wouldn't have been able to see that because the fence or the phone's behind the wall. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. Yeah. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this. What is it, Mr. Wright? Chief prosecutor made the escape against Angel Star. Resistance is futile. So I'll just press on this. She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté of foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum. There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The parking lot entrance. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries. I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So, Miss Skye tried to run. I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Okay, so, yeah. So, I'm going to save here, because again, I'm down to one last attempt. Present the floor plan. Because the phone is behind the wall. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? Humph? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's take a look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? What? Yeah, now we're lawyering. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. What she saw. Hold on. So I wish I hadn't burnt through my attempts earlier. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Skye using that emergency phone. It does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical. What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox? Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would Miss Starr lie like that? Huh? Why would she say that? Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? Oh, dang, she's right. I mean, maybe she really did see her try to use the emergency phone. I see no room for doubt here. You ordered the patooey on rice, right? Okay. No, we did. So it's the... Yeah, it's not... She saw that. It's the... Okay. Gotcha. Good thing I saved. Damn, I'm not doing good lawyering today. In the slightest. It's fine. Oh, I have been saving on the second spot, haven't I? Or is that the one that just... Shit. Is it this one? Okay. Where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if ever I heard one. Ooh, we're firing back and forth here now. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. But also, let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Starr witnessed this crime was here. The security room. Because that would have been where she could see the murder and the stuff on this side. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel's Star. To what end, I'm not sure. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. Ah. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? Once again. Keep skipping over the second flaw, it's fine. I mean, technically all of these are correct, but which one's important? What's vital? Angle of view to the crime is probably the most important. Why? The angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Okay, no, so it's not that. Second floor. Okay, hold on. I feel like that's... we'll follow it through. No, that's definitely not that. No, we'll follow it through. It's fine. And this is important. Why? Yeah, no, it's not this. So it must be... It's not going to be lighting. So it has to be distance. Why the distance is more important than the angle, I'm not sure. But we will find out when I reload. Distance to the crime. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness? Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Okay. So down through that door. So that, yeah, okay. That was the bit I wasn't sure was how she got into the to the security guard thing, but through that door. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. Well, that's a hell of a swear. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Sit back and observe for now. I think I need more evidence before I go sticking my spork in this mess. Ooh, caviar. Ah, how it makes my eyes tingle. Mr. Wright, no evidence can win against the raw power of caviar. It's a scientific fact. The only thing that's left is your strong presence and deft powers of deduction. Let's screw the lid back on those overpriced fish eggs. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah! Yeah. We've established she could have left quite quickly, so... Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it! Who holded it? Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Good question. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honour, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective, as I mentioned previously. This shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You can at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Victim's shoe added to the court record. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Alright. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Press. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. No, I'm pretty sure murder's worse, Judge. Let's just get this over with. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime. I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See, this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now, tell us, what you did next? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analysed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie. Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Skye's. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? I don't know. But I feel like I need to say yes. There's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. Okay. Oh, it's not gonna... Yeah, I was looking for the... I don't know. I mean, it's obviously got to be something to do with the blood. Well, there's blood underneath. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of a shoe? Shit. That's a very good question. No, it's a very good question. That doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove anything. Phone doesn't prove anything. Only thing I can think of is I'm not sure. The fact that there was only he was stabbed once. Let's try it. It's probably not right. I'm guessing your shoe has blood on it too. You just shot yourself in the foot. Okay, so yeah, now we need to not. When did I save? I think I have one wee bit to do before we get back to that point, so it's fine. This is possibly the most I've fucked up, so there's a problem. Unless the point is that there isn't a problem. But the fact that we get to this point and we find a problem. Noticed, yep. On the bottom of the shoes. Actually, hold on. There's no blood on the ground. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. But there weren't. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 Well, witness? What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright. Think! Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Hold it. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rar. Ah, the oil drum. Water. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. What? That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Skye's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister's confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough! There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honour. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye... Oh, I lost again. Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called... evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Well, that's not your job, Edgeworth. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. Oh, it's on the phone. A photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. Nobody suggested that, though. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. There's also something in the tailpipe. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right? Wet or not? Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. That's a good, kind of a pun. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Hell yeah. Your Honour, wait! What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. And I can't save. That has to be something. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honour, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see. And I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Something, probably. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Shit. I don't know. Is it her muffler? In the muffler? Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? I feel like this is wrong. Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache. No, I meant, what do you think about the... okay, yeah, so it's not that. Oh, when did this save? When did this save? So we're right about it being the thing in the muffler. What is the evidence I'm looking for, though? Oh, that's quite a while back. So there's a problem with the shoe. Oh, we're quite a ways back, actually. Hold on. Yep. Fish. Can I get through all this again? Blood on the foot of the shoe. And then it's the photo. Yep. And then I'll need to find a point to save. We get to hold it. We get the water. Oil drum. Yep. Then yep. For all this, prosecutor's side. Then it prompts her to do a thing. She doesn't like that. She produces another bit of evidence. Edgeworth objects. Right. I'll just save here. Clearly wet. Room goes dark. Mia appears. Last piece of evidence. Judge is about to hand in his verdict. We object. I should have saved there. Oh well. And it's there. Right, we'll save it here. So I can't remember how much dialogue there is before. this? Muffler. Hmm. Right. When we get to, I think, yeah, I think this might be where we now go into the photo view again. So just keep saving. It's fine. It's more about saving time at this point. Yeah. Okay. I can't even go back and check it. Did he have a watch on him? No. No. Also, we like all the time. Fucking. Is it the shoe itself? Probably not. No. Alright. Because that's the same bit of dialogue that we got when we fucked up last time. It would be nice if I could take a look at the photo again. So it wasn't this. We tried that, didn't we? Even though that does look like it's a different place. Hold on. Yeah, his watch is visible. I just can't really see it. I don't think it's anything to do with the time. I'm just trying to see if I can see like. Yeah, I'll just try the autopsy. No, it's not that either. Right, before we proceed. It wasn't a watch anyway, it was his jacket. That is the knife. Memo. It's not the. Okay. Again, I don't like this because I've just got to a point where I'm just randomly. What's the issue here? Like, I don't have the answer. I'm just flailing. Okay, so it's not that. We know that's not it. Okay, so we have presented the autopsy, the floor plan, the crime photo, and the shoe. Okay, so it's not the memo. And like, I'm fully on board that this is because I'm stupid. Have we done? We didn't do the knife, did we? No, and it's not the knife, so it doesn't matter. Maybe it is the. Well, it kind of needs to be the phone at this point. We've run out of other options. Done the knife, done the autopsy, we've done the memo. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Ah, yep, I should have twinged that the muffler was mentioned on the phone. Muffler! Yeah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, whoa! What's happened? She black out? She died? Also, why has the stream... Has the stream stopped? I'm confused. Because it's still sitting on a picture of Edgeworth. I think it did this in the last one as well. Let me see. Yeah, okay. God damn it. I don't know why that happens. Just seems to time out. Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If this goes to be continued, I might call it here. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? Because I don't know if this is longer or if this is like a shorter one because it was like a bonus. Whew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? To be continued. Perfect. So yeah, I think we'll call it a night there. Or will I? Yeah, no I will. Save in progress. So pop that over the top one. Nah, fuck it, I'll continue. Fine. February 23rd, 11:56 AM. District Court, defendant lobby number 2. Or will I? Nah, actually, fuck it, we'll call it a night there. On the title screen. Alright, so yeah, not quite getting through the full case. I wonder if there's a way I could sort of get a rough sense of how long that is. Like, could I... Let's see, Phoenix Wright... What was the name of this one? Rise from Ashes. Right. Rise from the Ashes. How would you put it? Time... Okay, apparently it's like a 10 to 12 hour sort of thing. So yeah, I don't mind. We weren't going to do that all in one night anyway. So I think we'll take a wee stop there. And we'll pick that back up next time. That seems right and fair. So yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow with, I believe, Planet Coaster 2? What day is today? It's Thursday. Yes. So I'll have some Planet Coaster 2 on tomorrow. Potentially try and fit in Outer Worlds 2 on Saturday, and then Sunday we'll see out the week by beginning Death Stranding Director's Cut. So yeah, that'll do it for tonight. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time. Cheers and goodbye.